Welcome to Short Bites, a Stephen King podcast. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome back guest Matt Hurt. As a recap, Matt created and hosts / produces the Obsessive Viewer Movie Review podcast. He also hosts the Tower Junkies podcast, which is where I know him from the most. But Matt is also a host and creator of another podcast, a third one called Anthology. And that podcast, he focuses mostly on the Twilight Zone. He's going through the Twilight Zone episodes and discussing them and other sci-fi classics. But Matt also works and produces a wide range of content on his Patreon, which I highly recommend as I'm a member. And in the last episode where we had Matt on, he said that he has a ton of things on there for the Tower Junkies and whatnot. There's a ton of stuff there and wide variety of things. So I highly recommend checking. It's pretty cheap too to get all of it. It's only $5 American, and it's a good deal. So today, Matt and I will be discussing the short story, The Ledge. This story is found in Stephen King's first collection, Night Shift. Welcome back to the show, Matt.
Thank you so much for having me back, and thank you so much for promoting the Patreon.
Yeah,
I
no
really
problem.
Appreciate it. I'm thrilled to be back. And back for another one of my favorites from Night Shift. This short story is really really wild.
It's fun.
Yeah,
very fun.
Oh yeah.
Now, getting back to your Patreon here, I've always been a fan of Batman, but I've read some of the comics and whatnot. But I have you to thank for my recent obsession of Batman. I went and I subscribed to that DC app where you can read thousands of comics and collections. And I've been reading Batman steadily for about a week now, and I'm absolutely loving it more than I ever have before. So thank you. And how deep does your obsession with Batman go?
That's such a great question. It ebbs and flows because so with my Patreon, I'm in January, I'm going to be launching what I'm calling the Gotham Project, which is just me talking about Batman. And in honor of Batman Day, which was September 20th, I released a kind of preview episode of that project for free. So it's over on Patreon. If you sign up for free membership, you get access to that. It's just a review of two of my reviews from the Gotham Project. But anyway, that's all to say I'm just putting more work on my shoulders. But I'm a big fan of Batman. From one of my origin stories for Batman is that in 2005 I had just graduated from high school. The Batman Begins had come out in theaters, and I remember seeing it and knowing Batman because he's Batman, but not really seeing it done in that way, and just becoming kind of obsessed with Batman and Christopher Nolan. That was at the perfect confluence of time for me, where I was a super obnoxious movie nerd who scoffed at mainstream media and stuff. I had my Seven Samurai poster up in my room. And so from there, Batman is cool. Batman is grounded. This is really cool. And then from there, a few years later, I think 4 years later, is when Batman Arkham Asylum came out on video game. The video game I played it on PS3. And that was another awakening for me. It's oh, okay, yeah, all of the weird Batman stuff is also portable to a somewhat realistic kind of thing, because it's very much heavily influenced by Batman the Animated Series, and it just grew from there. So in the intervening years, I will go back and rewatch the Dark Knight trilogy, or I'll watch the Batman when it came out in theaters, and I'll replay the Arkham games, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, Batman is the greatest fictional character in all of literature. So why is my life not completely revolving around all things Batman? Um, and so yeah, so like this recent time when I started replaying the Arkham games, I was like, I could do like I should read the comics. That's where I was like, I should really dig into the comics, because of what I used to do is it would be a cycle where I would play the games or watch the movies and then think like, oh, I need to read more comics. I need to read Batman comics. And then I would buy them. I would buy the collected editions, the paper trade paperbacks and everything, and I would just accumulate this stack. And I would eventually kind of grow tired of it and then just eventually be like, oh, I'm never going to read these. So I'd sell them and then the cycle continues. And then this time around, I was like, oh, there's an app, DC Universe Infinite. I can just read any comic for a monthly fee. Okay. So I
Yeah.
did that. And now it's like, oh, okay, now I have to podcast about it because that's who I am as a person. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
am very similar. I've
Mm.
had to fight off the urge to create a
Mhm.
Batman podcast this past week because I'm like, oh, I could talk about this stuff, and I'm like,
It's
no, you
really
have enough. You
tempting.
have
Yeah,
enough, dude.
yes. Part of me, as I'm preparing to launch this new venture on Patreon, I wish that I had that inner monologue that you have. Like, I have too much. Like, I have too
You
much.
have too much, dude. You have too much.
Yeah, but alas, I do not. And it's funny because like I'm actually wearing a Nightwing shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, I love Batman. The last time I was on, you asked what kind of Stephen King story I would want him to write, and I mean, having him writing something in the Batman universe would be neat.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done comics before, so he could
yeah,
return to that for
oh
sure.
yeah, oh yeah. I
That
feel
would
like
be
he
awesome
has a
because
short story.
there's a good crossover there. Stephen King
Mhm.
does do a lot of crime fiction, right? So,
Oh yeah,
and
oh
Batman
yeah,
has a lot of crime fiction, so
yep.
it's not like it's impossible.
Oh, absolutely. He does have a short story in I don't know where it's collected. Where is it collected? The Bizarre Bad Dreams, called Batman and Robin Have an Altercation. But I haven't read that, but looking at the description, it is not about Batman. Uh, it's about a character who has a memory uh, of him and someone once dressed up as Batman and Robin for Halloween. So
He touches upon it.
yeah, oh yeah. He's
Yeah.
flirted with Gotham.
I wonder if he's a fan because he could be.
Oh, he definitely could be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Batman's great. Stephen King's great. Patreon's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you mentioned in one of your Tower Junkie episodes, and I believe this was an episode that you had Kim C on as
Yeah.
a guest. I love Kim C.
Oh,
She
she's the
is
best.
she is the best. And you mentioned in that episode, I think it was this episode. I listened to a whole bunch of podcast episodes in preparation for these two, so
Nice.
they're all kind of mingled in my head now. And I'm pretty
Sure.
sure it was this one. You mentioned that you wanted to be a writer when you were younger.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm curious, what type of writer did you want to be, and is that dream still alive?
That is such, I kind of forgot that I've mentioned that on the podcast before. I wanted to be I guess I really wanted to be like I wanted to be kind of horror fiction. Um and kind of just spooky stuff. But mostly, I think what I was really attracted to was kind of community stories. Like I remember having like a dream, like I took a nap when when I was like probably in like third grade or something. I was like taking a nap where I had a dream where I was at school on the playground, and like me and my friend were being chased by people, and it was like this big like conspiracy where the school was like creating like monsters out of all the students or something. So that's like kind of where my mind was. And I was like, oh, I got to write this down.
Yeah.
And then I remember last time I was on, I talked about Goosebumps. Um, Goosebumps series 2000 in like the late 90s was like a run of Goosebump books, they had a short story competition in the back of the book where for like 3 months or so, it was like, okay, your goal is to write a story using that uses one of these words in each of these books. So like one book it was like spider, and one book it was like, I don't know, tree. Um, and so you had to write a story, send it in, and I won like second place, I think. So it was like grand prize, first place, second place. And I won second place, and I won a signed copy of R.L. Stein's autobiography. Yeah, so I was like very pleased with that. And then as far as like that's in like the past, and as far as like writing today, like I've gone through like bits and pieces where I'm like, yeah, I would love to write something. But it's just I just don't know that I I think I would still like to be a writer in some capacity. I think that itch gets scratched by reviewing movies and stuff, and like I'll write like essays and movie reviews and stuff. Like last time I was on, I referenced my friends over at Midwest Film Journal. I actually wrote an essay about Batman Begins for them, oddly enough, a while back.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I also have like written reviews on obsessiveviewer.com. But like I also had like this whole like dream of like in my early 20s there was I started becoming fixated on this unsolved murder in my hometown of Speedway, where 4 kids were taken from a burger chef and they were murdered and it was never solved. um yeah, and it's funny, well, funny in quotes, but it's funny because I was like really interested in that because it was one of those things where it was back when I was working as a night shift security guard, and me and Tiny were just, doing nothing for an entire shift. And I was like, I should really like dig into this and figure out, like, not solve the case by any means, but like, I lived in Speedway for 20 years at that point. And like, I remember knowing about the Burger Chef murders uh from uh from just seeing like the memorial thing for it in the old like Speedway high school yearbook I saw in like our homeroom, and not like anything like town-wide. So I was like kind of obsessed with it, kind of like, oh, maybe I'll write like a true crime, like a nonfiction book about this thing that happened. And I wanted to like frame it around the year of 1978 because that's the year that it happened. 1978 started with a like one of the biggest blizzards on record in Indianapolis, and then in September or in July of 1978, this woman was shot in her driveway and killed. And then in September, it's widely believed that in order to divert police from solving that crime, that murder in July, this man set off 4 bombs in Speedway and ended up not killing anyone, but severely injuring one person who ended up eventually committing suicide because of chronic pain years later. And then all of that eventually also happened in November is when the Burger Chef murders happened. So like the entire town is like rocked by all of these like wild, crazy like events. And so I wanted to write a book about it. And like I did like a ton of research and got like pretty far in the process. And then because I was in my 20s, I was like, well, maybe I'll move on to something else. But fortunately, the true crime boom happened in podcasting and everything. So that particular like thing that happened in Speedway has gotten a lot of content created around it. Like there several podcasts have covered it. There was a special podcast that was just about that called, I think, Red Ball, where the hosts like interviewed like the current like uh, uh, Indiana State Police detective who's like assigned to the case. And there was also one of my favorite movies of 2024, I think it was 2024, was the Speedway Murders, which was this docudrama about the Burger Chef murders. And like it brought me to tears because it gave this just amazing voice to the victims in such a beautiful way. So all of that's to say, to circle back to your actual question, yeah, I would like to write some stuff more, but I just never have time for it or anything. But I'm fortunate that the thing that I was passionate about in terms of possibly writing has been covered and given appropriate like attention elsewhere without
Yeah.
me having to do it. So yeah.
I'm definitely going to look into that. That
Yeah.
sounds interesting. I find that like you always feel terrible for the families
Mhm.
um, that had to suffer that loss, but there's something
Yeah.
enduring about crimes or murders where they're left unsolved.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I don't know what it is. I guess maybe it's because our imaginations take over, and
Mhm.
sometimes if you were to write that story, it could go into some pretty interesting territory.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really interesting. And just to say again, that docudrama that I mentioned, it's the Speedway Murders. Highly, highly recommend it. Here in the States, at least earlier this summer, I think it was streaming on Hulu. It might still be on there, but uh, it was like this group of like Australian filmmakers who made this documentary that it got kind of mixed reviews because took it took this really interesting approach in terms of having it be somewhat reenacting it, but also having like actors play the victims. And there's like this purgatorial sort of framing device where these kids are playing the kids that died that night. And throughout the run of it, it's like that night that they're closing down the Burger Chef, and they are basically eventually getting to the point where they're addressing the audience and saying like, well, this theory didn't really pan out because this contradicts that. What about this? They're kind of like they're involving themselves in the conversation of the people's murders. And like it was so like it's such a huge big swing, but it's so heartening to me because it is literally giving a voice to the victims, and it's giving like this certain thing. And the way that, with that in mind, not to spoil it or anything, but with that in mind, like the ending is like incredibly powerful because of the way the image that it ends on is just like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But anyway, yeah, the Speedway Murders, it's great. I reviewed it on Obsessive Viewer with Tiny, and it was funny because like I mentioned, like I feel like this is like the culmination of what the Obsessive Viewer like was eventually going to happen on the Obsessive Viewer. Like we're covering a wide release documentary about a crime in our hometown. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting.
I wrote it down. I'm definitely going to check it out because that sounds
Nice.
fascinating to me.
Mhm.
And then I'll listen to your podcast episode about it.
Nice. Nice.
Because I do things like that. I always do
Mhm.
that. If I read a book
Same.
that isn't to do with any of my podcasts, or because I'm going to be podcasting about it, I'm always looking up the book that I read
Mhm.
to get more information and to have discussions about it because I'm obsessed with like reading something and then talking about it. And well, yeah, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, you are too.
Mhm.
so, uh, so yeah, that fits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that. That's going to be
Yeah, of course.
interesting. Now, speaking of like, you kind of broke into one of my next questions about
Ooh.
you. Um, because I wouldn't say that that's comforting by any means, but it's fascinating and interesting. So, do you have any TV series or movies that you fall back on just for comfort watching?
Oh, yes. Okay. So, yeah, in terms of movies, I like I don't know what it is about this movie by David Wayne called They Came Together. It is from 2014, I think. It is Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler, a bunch of like very notable comic actors. It is a send up, a parody of romantic comedies. It is it is one of the funniest movies like I've ever seen, and it is such a weird it's such a weird like brand of comedy. Like if you're familiar with David Wayne, Like he did they came together. He did the State, which was a sketch comedy series. Um, he also did Role Models and some other stuff, but they came together is I'm a big fan of Letterboxd, the website. So I'm also very stat driven and everything. So I log everything that I watch in terms of movies. It's a sickness, but um, but I keep like records of like all the movies I watch and everything. I have that all dating back to like 2007. It's obscene, but
That's a good thing though, honestly.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's because like on Obsessive Viewer, every year in January we do the big year in review episode where we talk about our stats. Those episodes are like they push like 4 hours. Like it's a big like
Yeah.
we commit like a day to it. But since 2007 or since 2014 when they came out, I've watched that movie 19 times.
Wow.
It's like yeah, it is just such a comfort watch for me. I love it. And in terms of TV shows, it's tough. Comedy Bang Bang is one of my favorites. It's kind of hard to find, but it's I love Comedy Bang Bang the podcast, which is just improv podcast that's built on like creating characters and stuff. And the show is a very fun send up of kind of like talk show format with just goofy stuff. Um, Also really love The Office and those
Office.
kind of old standards. Uh, Wings is another good one from the 90s. That was one that I grew up on that was like it was Cheers in an airport and I just yeah, I that was my comfort watch when I would stay homesick from school and
Yeah.
it would be on like USA Network in syndication at like 11 a.m. So I would be like, if I'm staying homesick, I'm like, okay, I'll watch. Uh, oh geez, I'll watch. Oh God, what? The Price is Right with my mom, and then
Yeah.
when it gets to like when it gets to 11 o'clock, we're turning it to USA Network.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do have some comfort watches for sure. Um, here soon enough, I'm sure it'll be Batman the Animated Series as I'm getting deeper into Batman lore.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so
I'm glad that you mentioned some sitcoms in that because as we go into the
mm,
the Stephen King Grill Part 2 here,
yes.
my first question here about that is now, this is a weird question. I don't even know why it popped into my head, but it did. Which Stephen King book do you think would make the best inappropriate sitcom if adapted to that form?
Inappropriate sitcom. Oh, interesting. Huh. Inappropriate in
Like
what
almost every
way?
like it's inappropriate because his books are dark, right? Like so
Yes.
if you adapted it into a sitcom, it would be pretty twisted. Like you're turning it all these dark concepts into a comedy, right? And
I
each episode would start with like, here's Beverly, and here's so and so,
That's
and or you could do the
awesome.
same thing with like The Shining.
Mhm.
It's Jack, it's
I
Wendy, it's Danny.
I love like just the image of like Georgie with the boat, chasing the boat to the sewer drain, Pennywise coming up and being like, "Do you want your boat? We all float down here." And just imagining Georgie like doing a Jim face to the camera from the
Yeah.
office, like "Hmm." um, that's amazing. I would say it would be, and this is more going toward like figuring, like, this is more like what would be the most adaptable to a sitcom format in a weird way. But weirdly enough, there's actually kind of a lot. But um, what jumps out to me is I could see a Parks and Rec style sitcom set exclusively within the Boulder Free Zone of the Stand. Um, Having like all of these like interstitials and like the all of the little like conflicts that arise with them trying to start up a new community or a new like restart society. I think that could work pretty well. Um,
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
yeah, that is such a great question.
It's such
Uh,
a weird question. I think I'm
it
going to keep
is.
it for the Stephen King grill because it's weird
Oh,
but it's kind of funny.
absolutely. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. How about
I
you?
mean,
Are there any that you would want to see?
oh, I I think the shorter answer would be which ones wouldn't make a good sitcom. But
Yeah.
I think my favorite would be Under the Dome
Nice.
because you have like some crazy ass characters in that
Mhm.
story. But everyone's just trying to survive under this dome, so I don't know. I think that would and we're talking like going back to the 80s style of sitcoms here
Mm.
because that's my jam. I love 80s sitcoms.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites is the original Night Court. I've watched that. That's one of my comfort shows. I've watched it
Nice.
uh, almost every episode, probably more than a handful of times, which is probably shows you that there's something wrong with me.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I love that. I've
But
never
just
actually seen Night Court,
oh, it's
so
good. It's
I'm
good.
missing
The
out.
original, not the new one that they recently
Right.
canceled. That one
Mhm.
is it's not so good. But
From what I
uh,
understand, not to go on a tangent at all, but like from what I understand, I my understanding of Night Court, I don't understand how they could do it without Harry Anderson.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, the young lady who got it going again, she plays the judge. She
Mhm.
was from what's that show called with the Sheldon character?
Oh, Big
Uh,
Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. Yeah, she was in that, and she plays Harry Anderson's daughter. So
Okay.
it kind of works, and she knows the magic tricks and whatnot
Mhm.
that he would do. So
Nice.
it kind of works, but the problem with that series was down to the writing, like
Mm.
the overall writing. The old show from the 80s was pretty raunchy. They
Mhm.
went in some territory that today would get canceled,
Sure.
and that's fine, but it
Mhm.
exists still, so that's great too. Um, but they can't really take it in that direction now. They can only
Yeah.
hint at it, I guess. It probably would have had to been like an HBO show or something for them to pull
Yeah.
off like that raunchiness. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand with that. So yeah, definitely like
Nice.
Under the Dome. I think it would just be an oddball, messed up show, especially with like the killing that happens.
Mhm.
With the young guy, Big
Uh,
Jim Remy's son, who
yeah.
has the the
The
brain cancer.
yes. That and I will go ahead and be snarky, like, "What do you mean? They already made a sitcom. It was called Under the Dome." Like, did you see that? Because it was
Yeah.
laughably bad.
I watched most of the first season, but then I kind of
Mhm.
had to stop because
Same, same.
yeah,
I that was another one similar to what we talked about last time I was on when, talking about the Dark Tower movie. It's funny because and I don't want to advocate for any of your listeners to go back and listen to any early episodes of the Obsessive Viewer podcast because those episodes are garbage. But like I remember like being like so because we started podcasting like a month or so before Under the Dome came out, so like it was fresh in my mind, and like the book blew me away, and I was and am also a huge fan of Lost. Um, and like while reading Under the Dome, I was like, this they if they adapt this, this could be the next Lost. This could be like a huge like sci-fi mystery series with all of these really compelling characters and all of these interesting things happening. And then the show came out and it's like, oh, you
yeah,
guys,
I know
come
what you
on.
mean. It feels like um, the adaptation of Under the Dome. They missed a lot of really interesting opportunities to
They
play
really
around
did.
with format
Mhm.
and with certain ideas, but they just went with a typical storyline.
Yep.
Uh, and added a whole bunch of drama that didn't need to be there. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
like, did they even include the radio station stuff?
They did, but well, I don't. I don't know that they did. They did include the radio station itself, but I don't
Yeah.
think they included, like, by saying that, I think that, oh no, Jim Rennie just hijacked the radio station in one point to give some kind of alert. I don't
Yeah.
know if there was like a subplot with the radio station and what's his name? Was it Chef? Who made the drugs or whatever.
Oh, I think so.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, it's been I need to reread that. But that was the other thing also. I was like, oh my God, and like Dean Norris playing Big Jim Rennie, like, oh my God, that is perfect casting. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
And I
But
stand by that. But yeah, it's rough. It's something that I saw, like a tweet from Stephen King years ago where, and I love him for this kind of candid nature that he has, where granted he does do a lot of promoting for stuff that's not
yeah.
really that great. Um,
Yeah.
but at one point he did tweet and say something like, when is someone like Netflix or something going to grab Under the Dome and actually adapt it properly? And I'm like, oh shit, okay.
You went
Okay,
there.
shots fired. I agree completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish that was better.
Oh, me too. I love that book
Yeah.
though. Is it one of your favorites? It's one of my
Oh,
favorite Kings.
it is one of my favorite Kings. Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. We talked last time about him saying that he has one more book and everything, and I've potentially one more book is like for sure. But I've long said this, but I'm now aware, like, it's never going to happen. But I do kind of wish that we could get like one more like massive, like, epic tome from him, like another
Yeah.
like Stand, It, 11/22/63, Under the Dome, like big, like doorstop books. Um, and I'm fine that we never will, because those are some of his greatest achievements.
Yeah. And we can always go
Um,
back to them, right? But
exactly,
I know what you
exactly.
mean. I know what you mean. I would love that big chunky book that you can just get
Yep.
lost in one last time, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. But, but yeah, the Under the Dome is so good.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a perfect cross section of all of the things that he does so perfectly. Like the community aspect, like he populates the town with, like, it is the perfect like Stephen King story. Like it is a town with all of the little town politics and like nefarious characters and like malicious people, all of this conflict, and it's contained because it's forced to be contained. And God, I'm I'm gonna reread Under the Dome very soon. I can
I have
feel
to
it now.
reread it too, but there's so many
Yeah,
King books I want to reread. Like I
same.
want to reread it for the new HBO show that's coming,
Yes.
and that's a big undertaking. I reread
Yep.
The Stand for the collection of short stories.
Oh
It's the End
yeah.
of the World,
Hmm.
as we know it. I think it's called.
Hmm.
I have it here somewhere, but
Nice.
but I read it for that, and it took me all summer because
Mm.
it's like 44 hours long, and I could
Wow.
only listen
Wow.
to like a couple hours at the most a day.
Hmm.
So,
Nice.
and I have so many other books I got to get to, so maybe I
Hmm.
could just, I don't know, binge it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's one of those, like, because I do, when I'm like in my full-time job, I'm working in the office most days, but I do work from home a couple of days a week. Like I can get away with listening to audiobooks, but um I also feel like it's tough because like I just want to live in that world for a bit,
Yeah,
as messed up as it is when talking about like It or something. But
yeah.
yeah, maybe after I finish walking the long walk, I'll re-listen to Under the Dome while walking in a circle or something.
Walking down the street and checking out the storm drains
Exactly, exactly.
and sewer
Yeah,
tunnels.
in sewer tunnels.
There you
Yep.
go, old sewer
Yeah.
tunnels. You go walking in there. You got this echo. So I'm in a sewer tunnel.
Oh God. Like that,
That would be brilliant, but
that
not
that
probably
would be
recommended.
probably not, but it would actually be pretty, that would be pretty funny. That would be
Yeah.
pretty good.
All right. Now, before
Uh,
we get into the ledge, I have
mhm.
one more question. Do you have a scene from a Stephen King book or short story that's burned into your memory forever? Something that either disturbed
Ooh.
you or scared you?
Oh, yes. I would say several. There's one from the final Dark Tower book that I'm not going to say because it is a massive. It's a spoiler. I
Mhm.
don't want to give away anything, but there is there is a moment in several moments throughout the entire Dark Tower series, but there's one in particular where like I remember I was like weeping, like I was at
Mhm.
work weeping, and
Oh man, I can
yeah.
only imagine because like I read Dark Tower.
Mhm.
I read the whole series last year,
Oh,
and
nice.
the last book had me in tears a few points, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's a couple of parts in that book I can imagine what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And like I remember the most recent time that I reread it, I was in the car and I was driving. Like it's one of those things where when this part of this book comes to pass in my rereading and everything, it's one of those that I remember exactly where I was when it happened.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time that I read it, it was when I read it on my Kindle when I was at work, and it was like I was working nights at the time, but that was a special shift where it was like 4th of July or something. It was definitely 4th of July. So the building was locked down. I was working the day shift, so I had nothing to do, and I was in like one specific conference room doing my patrol, which meant I just went somewhere, hid, and read a book. But
Yeah.
I remember like being in that conference room when that happened and like experiencing that moment. And then the most recent time when I reread it, when I was listening to the audiobook, I was driving on like 465 here in Indianapolis. Like I remember the exact like place I was at and like the curve of the street. And like it's wild that I just have
Yeah.
that seared into my mind. But um so yeah, that the unspoken moment from the Dark Tower.
Hmm.
There's also um, the again kind of a big spoiler for Under the Dome, but there is a the imagery of a big event that happens toward the end of the book. Um, that just like the description of like a school bus and just like the way that it feels like a description of hell
Hmm.
is just amazing. That really speaks to me and really stuck with me. And then
Yeah.
yeah, and one of my favorite anecdotes to give is Pet Cemetery.
Uh-huh.
I've mentioned this several times on my podcast, and weirdly enough, on first dates when I would when I was doing online dating. Um, but but yeah, Pet Cemetery. Spoilers for the midpoint of that, but when I first read that book, the first time I read it, I was reading a paperback at work. It was I was working day shift at that point, so and it wasn't a special day, so like the building was open, so I was sitting at my desk reading it as people were coming in, and I did not know that Gage dies in it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
and here's the thing. While I'm reading it, for the first half of that book, at the time, one of my nephews, Landon, was the same age as Gage,
Oh
and
no.
the
Oh
way that
God.
King wrote Gage, I was like, "Oh, that reminds me so much of Landon." So I was picturing
Oh.
my nephew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the way that he
Oh
writes the death is so emotionally just it's a masterpiece,
yeah.
honestly. The
It
way that
is.
it just jumps. It jumps to the funeral, and
Yeah.
then we're in that shocked state learning that he's died, and we're seeing like we're learning the backstory being told to us through the grief of oh my god, I can never remember his name, the father.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lewis Creed.
Yeah. Lewis Creed.
um we're hearing the inner monologue as he's remembering what happened, and the tragedy of it is so like vivid because he's grieving as he's telling us about it. And then that all leads to like the big fight at the funeral, and it's just like
Yeah.
all that mix. And then the cap on that is he has that dream, or he has this fantasy of Gage growing up and like getting like a girlfriend in
Oh,
high
I know,
school and
right?
playing
Jeez.
football. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like waking up from that fantasy, and it's just like, oh my god, like rip
Yeah.
my heart out. Like I was like
Yeah.
I was holding back tears while I was working because I was like I couldn't, like, as the
Yeah.
kids say these days, I couldn't even.
The funny thing is you mention remembering where you were when you read that, right?
Mhm.
In the Dark Tower. But I have a vivid memory of where I read that scene when it switches, like just like 4 months later or something like that, and
Yeah.
Gage is dead. And he's going through all those scenarios in his head. uh I don't remember the first time I read it, but I remember it vividly the second time I read it because I was listening to the audiobook, and I
Mm.
remember the road I was on and what it looked like. It was fall,
Nice.
and the trees were all turned, and I was like
Mm.
starting to tear up.
Nice.
and it was not cool, you
Yeah.
know. It's not cool how Stephen King can tear your heart out and then
Oh,
stomp on it.
absolutely. It's just it's a gift. It's a gift, and
Yeah.
I'm I'm such a glutton for it, honestly.
Oh, me
Like,
too. Yeah,
it's
me
so
too.
good.
Yeah. Absolutely. One reason why I asked this question is because I think, aside from the moments that you picked, I have a few of my own, but I'm not going to get
Nice.
into those. What I
Okay.
am going to get into is the most recent one, and that's how about climbing around on a ledge, or 36 stories up in the air on a
Yes.
high-rise apartment building. Uh, that to me, like rereading this story, as I said before, I listened to this on that Lawnmower Man
Mm.
uh, audiobook collection. There's only 4 or 5 stories on there, but The Ledge is one of them. And I read it too on my e-reader. So I went through this story twice.
Mhm.
And the first time I read it on my Kobo, I was there, man.
Oh, yes. Yes. It
I
oh
mean,
my
you can
god, yeah.
feel the wind, and I was like, I kept asking myself, could I do this? And I was like, fuck no.
Yeah. Oh,
unless
absolutely.
unless the ledge is a foot long and
Right.
there's railings all around the building.
Yeah.
Even then it's
Even
questionable.
then, yeah, that's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why this is one of my favorites from this collection, because I am so acrophobic. Like, it's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten a little better about it, but like if I'm at like a sporting event or something and I'm in like the nosebleeds, it's like I can't stand up without thinking I'm going to fall to my death. Like I can't. It's
I've
just
been in those
yeah,
seats.
yeah.
I
It's rough.
yeah. I go to Blue Jays games a lot because I live
Mhm.
close to Toronto. And
Nice.
one time we got tickets. They weren't free, but
Mm.
they were we got them cheap anyway. But they were way up high, close to the
Uh,
ceiling of the Rogers
Jeez.
Center, what used to be called the Sky Dome. This is as high as you
Mhm.
can go. And so I was in a seat where
Jeez.
everyone who passed me by, you would hear as they were climbing the stairs to go to their seats beyond where we were.
I
Like every
love
single
it.
person. It was so high, but you were so high, like I swear to God, like things in your body were starting to change, and it was not a
Oh,
pleasant
yeah.
experience.
Jeez.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I understand what you mean with that.
Mm.
So getting back to the ledge, the
Yes.
ledge is sorry, excuse me, Stephen King's Ledge. The publication history for this, it was first published in 1996 in Penthouse magazine. Not Cavalier this time,
Right?
but I think this one probably paid more. I don't know.
Mm.
And it was also collected in Stephen King's Night Shift. And this, I did not know. It was adapted as a segment in the 1985 film anthology, directed by Louis Teague, screenplay by Stephen King. And did I say the title? It's Cat's Eye. I
No,
did not
yeah,
know that
cat's
even
eye.
existed.
Yeah, I've never seen Cat's Eye, but it's funny because a friend of mine messaged me recently because he and his fiance had just watched it, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, not yet." But it's definitely on the list because I've got to do everything Stephen King.
Yeah,
Um,
me
but
too.
like he'd mentioned that The Ledge is in it, and it's The Ledge and Quitters Inc. are both from Night Shift that are in
Oh,
this
interesting.
anthology. And like I really like those stories. Like The Ledge. I would love to see how it's adapted, but
Yeah, me
it's
too.
also it's also tricky because in my head it is so nerve wracking. I don't know if an adaptation can capture that, but we'll see.
So, The Ledge is about a man named Stan Norris. He's a tennis pro, and he's caught having an affair with the wife of a wealthy and sadistic crime boss whose name is Kresner. Instead of killing him outright when he finds out about the affair, Kresner offers Stan a deal. And this is the part that freaks both Matt and me out.
Mhm.
If he can walk a narrow 5-inch ledge around the high rise penthouse, which I believe is around 35 or 36 stories high,
I think it's like
he
43
oh it might
actually.
it might be
I
higher
think
than that.
so. Yeah.
I don't know why 36 sticks out in my mind,
Mm.
but yeah, if he can do that at past 20, it really doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But if he's able to do that, he can go free with his life, the money,
Mhm.
because he has a bag of 20,000 or worth bills in it, $20,000
Mhm.
worth of bills in there, and he can take his wife and he can go wherever he wants. And yeah, um, so we've established that you're afraid of heights.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes. I it's so yeah, I can't like it's rough. I like there's a TikToker who does like he climbs for his job. He climbs like big huge like phone pole thing like the
Okay.
big
Yeah.
like phone towers that are like
Yeah.
hundreds of feet in the air, and he'll like post TikToks from it and stuff, and I'm just like, why are you making a video? Like what, like how are you not like my palms are sweaty. Like I think that's what it comes down to is like people who aren't afraid of heights, I don't understand how their brain works at all. But
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, I know that if I was somewhere that was high enough to where I would be very much injured if I fell, like the sweat that would be secreting onto my palms would like that would be at the forefront of my mind. If I'm like trying to keep hold of something, I'm gonna slip and it's gonna fall and I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Um, and that translates to any time I'm reading about it either. Like
Yeah.
this is so like unforgivingly harrowing to me.
Uh-huh.
Even like the description, like the ledge itself is only 5 inches, and like
Yeah. That's not even
that's
your foot size.
no,
You're going around on your tippy toes.
yeah, oh yeah. And then he adds like other elements, like different obstacles and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like oh god, I
Yeah,
can't imagine.
did you find that Kresner was cheating at all when he, like, first of all, he says uh Stan Norris, he's like, "Yeah, it's winter out. Do you have like a coat?"
Mhm.
And Kresner's like, "No, I don't have a coat." And then he gets out in the ledge, and Kresner comes out wearing a winter coat.
That's right.
And then a little later on, he's blowing off fireworks above Norris's head.
Yep.
Was that cheating, or is that just making it interesting?
That's absolutely cheating.
Yeah, I
Like
thought so too.
100%.
He's trying to
Yeah.
get him to go.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And it's really it's funny, like it's cruel, it's horrible, it's horrifying and stuff, but it's so it goes back to King being really good at writing characters. Like even this like very like unappealing, very villainous character who is like he's a bad like gangster guy. He's saying like he doesn't he's presenting it as like, "Oh yeah, you can keep my wife. I don't care. Like she's nothing to me now or whatever." But it's still like, yeah, he does care. He's exacting his revenge in very animated ways. And it's like
Yeah.
it's really I mean, it's entertaining in
Well,
not cartoonishly so, even though it
yeah.
skirts toward that. It's
Well,
really good.
yeah. It's interesting because Kresner's relationship with his wife, he says he no longer loves her and he doesn't care about her.
Mm.
And then Norris is like, "Oh, I bet you're one of those guys who, because somebody could come and take your wife, but you don't come and take something away from Kresner, even if he doesn't want it." And
Exactly.
that's when Kresner's like, "You know what? I kind of like you. You're sassy,
Oh
like."
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just I remember the first time I read this. The first time I read it was I read it physically, like the paperback, and
Mhm.
like it was uh, like again, palms very sweaty. Like
Sweaty.
it's like I if I were to read it over and over again, like I would have to get a new copy because like it would be degrading to the quality of the paper because it would just like I would be so nervous that I'd be sweating through it basically.
You'd stain the paper with your sweat.
Exactly. As gross as that sounds.
Yeah. Another terrifying thing is I think it takes him about 2 hours to
Yeah, something
completely
like
do the whole
that.
thing.
Oh yeah.
That's insane. Like
Oh yeah.
my
Whew.
ankles wouldn't last that long.
Oh no, mine neither. Mine
A-
my
And
my
neither would my
ankles.
balance. Like
Oh yeah.
how do you balance that? You're on a wall, straight up and straight down, and you're only on your tippy toes. One slight slip back and you're gone.
Yep. I
Oh.
don't and I can't fathom it at all. And when you said when you said like you couldn't control your balance either, I thought you were going to say what I was going to say, which is I wouldn't be able to like my ankles wouldn't like it, my bowels wouldn't like
No,
it.
my back wouldn't like it, my bowels, my
Yeah.
bladder,
Yep. Yep. I would
my
be
snot and my tears, they wouldn't
exactly.
like it.
I just imagine like finishing it and being like triumphant, but like coming in and it's like you've got snot running down your nose. You've pissed your shit yourself and like you're crying and
I want my money and my girl.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
that's
god.
rich.
Yeah.
Um, Stephen King's earlier short stories, he, even his protagonist can be a bit of a jerk, right?
Oh yeah.
And I found that the hero Stan Norris here, he's interesting because he's not a great guy himself. He's served time for some, I believe, undisclosed crime, but he served
Mhm.
for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good thing to be going to jail for, like a pretty good
Yeah.
time period, right?
Oh yeah.
He's an adulterer because he didn't care
Mhm.
that the woman he was with is married, and he's also a tennis pro. Make of that what you will.
Mhm.
What were your impressions of him? And did you? I found myself rooting for him anyway. Did you root for him? And what do you think of him?
Yeah, I was rooting for him, especially since the kind of he's contrasted against Kresner, who is like a criminal, like he kind of comes across as a criminal gangster guy.
Yeah,
Um and I think that there's an interesting kind of like lesser of two evils because yeah, Stan Norris he isn't a particularly likable guy because of those things that you said, and I wonder if the implication of his I wonder if there's an implication that he was in jail previously, like he went to prison for drug related stuff, because one of the big things is like Kressner has um is holding him to this to holding his feet to the ledge instead of the fire,
yeah,
to by saying like we're gonna like we've planted heroin in your car
yeah.
and you will go to prison and you'll never see her again. So I wonder if that's a relation there, but that could be a stretch. But
Could be
yeah,
because like
yeah,
if he went to jail, like they were talking about time periods that he would end up spending in jail for the amount
yeah,
of heroin they put in that tire, and they're
mhm,
like, you'll be locked away for a good 40 years for this. So if it's
yeah,
a repeat offense, then
mhm.
that would even be worse, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, yeah, and I kind of get the sense, and this might be a little whatever, but I kind of get the sense that he also kind of seems like Stan seems he seems a little bit like mm, uh how to phrase it. He kind of seems like the kind of person who doesn't see the things he does as bad. Like I kind of get the impression, maybe because he's described as a tennis pro, like, oh yeah, I'm a tennis pro. I'm good at this thing. And I think that said, like, that's how he met Kressner's wife. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm a hotshot tennis pro. I can go ahead and have an affair with this man's wife. I don't care who he is.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a certain level of, like, he kind of has this coming to him.
Yeah.
But I still root for him because the cruelty of it all is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
And also, I think when
Yeah.
he's out on the ledge, you're kind of with him because it's such a terrifying concept. Just
Oh, absolutely.
the specs that we've gone over, like the 5-inch ledge, and
Mm.
the pigeons. There's
Yes. Yep.
pigeons like attacking his ankles at one
Mhm.
point,
Yep.
which
That's
is funny. Like the
horrifying.
mean streets, the mean street pigeons who get out of my territory.
Exactly.
I'm gonna mess up your ankles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine being in that position. Like, there's no world in which I would even attempt it, I think.
I did
Like,
have a question here.
yeah.
I didn't ask it, but it was like, how much money would Matt do this for? Is there
I
a price tag, or you just say no?
I
I
honestly
don't care if it's
don't.
$1 billion. I ain't doing
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I honestly don't see a scenario where I would be willing to do this because, I mean, yeah, okay, $1 billion. That I would never have to do anything ever again. But the thing that I would have to do, like, I don't know that I could do it. Like,
And
the
survive.
thought,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, the thing about it, and this is dark, but the thing is, I do not have the confidence that I would be able to do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to think, like, oh yeah, walk this distance, you have to be very careful. Like, there's no time limit or anything. So, you can take your time. Yeah, okay, you can do that if you're very careful. But, like, me, knowing who I am, knowing how clumsy I can be, knowing how unsure of myself I am at any given time,
Yeah.
I don't have the confidence. So you're asking me, like, oh, do you want to have $1 billion? If you don't mess up and plummet to your death from such a height that you are conscious for a good amount of time as you're free falling. Like, do you want the last conscious moment of your life before it is obliterated from this earth be you falling with
Yeah.
no assistance? No, thank you.
I kept thinking, how could you survive a fall like that? While I was reading this book, I had to stop and think, like, what happens if you fall? Would you be able to like slow down your fall with the other ledges below you, or
Hmm.
could you grab onto something? And I kept having that image, and uh, yeah, it never turned out pretty. You don't want to think
No.
about this stuff, but Mr. King,
Yeah.
here he comes. Like, how would you like to feel if you fell
Yep.
off a building doing this challenge? Because that's
Oh
exactly
yeah.
where my mind went, was the failure, not the success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, the entire ledge itself could be, I don't know if I'd say it. Like, the entire ledge itself could be like the balcony. Like, if it was like 2 feet or however long with no railing, I still wouldn't be able to do that. Like, even with that, I can't. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't. Yeah.
I mean, there's one part where he says he had to wave his arms to recatch his
Hmm.
balance. That would
Yes.
be it for me. I'd have been
Oh
gone.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh
No,
yeah.
that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
My luck don't run that way.
No, mine neither. Whew.
All right. So in the end, and I'm going to spoil the end here,
Mhm.
Norris does complete the task, and he's instructed to take the money. Kresner's like, "Congratulations, you did it. Here's the money. You can retrieve the girl. Oh yeah, your car's back.
Mhm.
We took the heroin out of it, so you're free to go, and you can pick up my wife from the morgue." Dun dun dun. Right.
Yes. Such a
So
great That is such a great reveal. Like, I love
yeah,
that. It's so menacing.
it
It's
is right.
it's so
It's like
good. It's
the
pulpy.
whole time. Norris is like, are you square on this? Are you gonna like rip me off somehow? And he's like, no, no, no. And then at one point he's like, I lie about everything. Ha, I'm just fucking with you. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like, what do I believe?
So good. Yep.
So he tells him that, yeah, sorry, you think I was going to let her go? I'll let you go, but I'm not going to let her go. She's dead.
Mm.
So pissed off, Norris, he gets the gun from Tony, who's there. Tony is the one who had his car and put the heroin in the car, but he's back now. He took the heroin out. So he has a gun on him, and Kresner's like, shoot him, because he's obviously not going to handle this very well.
Right.
So he gets the gun from him, and he like knocks Tony out, possibly killing him. And then he forces Kresner to do the exact same thing, go out on the ledge and make it away around the building. Except Kresner, or Norris, his plan is if he survives that trek, he's going to shoot him. So does this make Norris worse than Kresner, or was it poetic justice?
Honestly, this could be a hot take, but I think given the circumstances, he is right, because he's coming from a place of vengeance, like even more so than Kresner was. Kresner got his revenge, like he went way too far.
Yeah.
And now Norris is avenging the person that he loves being killed. Like that, I think that gives him, that makes it perfectly acceptable to me for him to kill Kresner.
Yeah.
That, and yeah.
I love how he waits him out too. He's just waiting.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like waiting and waiting.
Oh yeah.
My God. So what are your final thoughts on the ledge? Is there anything we missed that you want to talk about?
No, it's so terrifying in such, it's so tense in a very terrifying way. It's so great the way that King is able to just capture that just intensity of the moment in the scenario. It's like, it is perfectly for me in the type of like scary stuff that it is, because it's nothing supernatural. It's just a gangster getting revenge on a guy, and it's like it's not even really a high concept or anything. It's just like, hey, this is a straightforward story. It is as chilling and nerve-wracking as some of Stephen King's even more fantastical stories. And I love it, and I love that it kind of just, the ending of it just ends on a note of Norris saying that, Kresner said that he's never welched on a bet, but I've been known to. And like, that's the end of it. That's just like, it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it.
I kind of lean towards poetic justice as well, because like, Norris didn't do good things to this crime boss.
Right.
He cheated on his wife, but that's like, the revenge that Kresner took on him is going quite a few steps too far, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, so,
yeah. And
Kresner
he also
even said, oh, sorry, I was just going to say, Kresner even said that he's done this before.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly where I was going. He wasn't the first one to do this too. Like,
right.
This is a thing for Kresner.
Yeah.
That's pretty evil.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man, I love this story. I think it's one of my favorites in this collection, because it was just a lot of fun when I was reading it. I don't remember, I read this collection way back in the 90s, and so I don't, that was a pretty fuzzy time for me for certain reasons.
Sure.
And so I don't really remember the stories too much. And then I didn't pick them up again until I started this podcast. And I'm surprised at myself at how little I remember of these stories. But
very nice.
But this one, it was like reading it for the first time again, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you chose it. I think we had a lot of fun talking about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a blast. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on again, Matt.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. And I want to know, it's totally okay if you don't want to, but are you willing to come on Short Bites again in the future to discuss more short stories or a novella?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. I would be thrilled to come back, and I'm very, very pleased that you had me on for not only this episode, but the episode a while back. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, feel free to use this spot here before we go to promote anything that you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So, like we talked about at the top, I have 3 podcasts. The Obsessive Viewer, which is a movie and TV review podcast. I review 2 new or recent release movies each episode with either my co-host or a guest, usually from my critics group that I'm in. And then I also have Tower Junkies, which is on hiatus right now, but it's all things Stephen King. It's where me and my co-host Tiny and various guests, we will talk about really anything Stephen King related, usually taking the format of reviewing book, short story, novella, TV show, movie, whatever. That's at towerjunkiespod.com. And I also have Anthology, which is a solo side project podcast where I review The Twilight Zone as a first-time viewer, episode by episode. That's at anthologypod.com. Plus, I have a Patreon that has hundreds of exclusive recordings that I do, immediate reaction recordings out of the movie theater, special Stephen King series stuff. I do occasionally, like I'll do what I call Church of King, where I just review short stories or books in parts throughout it. There's a big catalog of that on there. Currently, like I said at the top, I'm doing a long walk reading where I'm listening to the audiobook while walking trails, and then I'm recording my thoughts on those chapters while walking trails. Very fun, very exhausting.
Yeah.
And then launching in January, I have the Gotham Project on Patreon at patreon.com/obsessiveviewer, all things Batman. So
Awesome.
if you don't mind listening to my voice ramble about things, there's plenty more on the internet. So find me anywhere, just obsessiveviewer.com.
I'm really looking forward to the Gotham Project because, yeah, I've been obsessed with Batman for the last week, and I plan on just to keep
Nice.
reading because it's fun. It's kind of
Oh
cozy in a
yeah,
way.
it
Absolutely love
is.
diving into these comics.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
like he's been out for like 80 some years. Like there's
Yeah.
so many
There's
different.
so much.
Yeah, there it's just so different. It's so good. And I've definitely shot myself in the foot with this project because like like I am want to do, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to like I'll just record my thoughts as I read and everything. Well, it'll be fine. And then it's like, okay, well, I can double up recording so I can do like 2 reviews per episode. I can
Yeah.
do this and that, and it's like, okay, now it's a thing.
Now it's a
But
thing. Now it's,
yeah.
yeah. Now it's a lot.
Yep, yep. But I've got plenty that's recorded in the pipeline, so it's launching in January, and I have that free episode. So,
Yeah.
feel free to check that out. Patreon.com/obsessiveviewer.
All right. Well, thanks, Matt. And we will be talking again soon. And I look forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason. And yeah, thank you again. Can't wait to be back.
All right. See ya.
See ya.